Speaking of winning, I wanted to move on to the next subject because it's been a pretty hectic week for Anthony Edwards.
I love our segues, yo. I love our segues.
Ayesha Howard, who's been making the rounds this week, released a video Thursday. Basically, she's been called a gold digger by the internet for basically having Anthony Edwards' kid.
That's facts.
And which she is. I'm not going to deny that.
That's all
but
like it is.
She's trying to defend herself, and she released a video on Instagram.
I've also come to realization that there are just certain allegations that I will never, ever beat with you guys. I came into the situation with the status because I have a child by a very successful artist, right? From then, I'm viewed as a certain type of woman because I'm beautiful and have a nice body. And normally women like that attract a certain caliber of men, which is also not my fault. And now that I am in yet another situation where I now have a child with another successful man, there's no telling you guys that I'm not a gold digger. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. You were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you? Oh, you kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Now, if that was triggering, that's how I feel every time somebody says, do you even love that baby? You kept that baby for a check.
And that was Ayesha Howard.
She sounds like she's
not
scandalous.
confirming or denying.
Sometimes
She's
people
scandalous.
need to just not even. Just shut up.
This was in regards to that rumor that was going on this week that Anthony Edwards paid her $1 million whatever judgment and one lump sum child support, which isn't true. A lot of people have been saying that. I don't even know if that's legally possible to do that,
I think so.
considering it's always going to be about the best interest of the child.
Well, not even that. Like taxes and stuff like that. Like
If you gotta if
that's
you got
tax?
if you
Child
got,
support is
no,
tax?
it's not tax.
child support.
No,
It's not tax?
no.
I mean, it's, yeah, I was surprised.
I have to look into that. I think child.
You got to
support-
ask the experts on that
Yeah, I
one.
know. You look like paying tax. You don't know if
You
it's
gotta
tax
ask
or
the
not.
expert.
No, it's
for
not
that.
tax.
Well.
Yeah.
But anyway, with her, it's both of their fault. Like
Yeah.
I can sit here and call her a 304 or whatnot, but I'm gonna look right at Anthony Edwards and be like, "You put yourself in this situation.
You don't care.
I'm
And
looking.
that's cool.
In the last year, Anthony Edwards has fathered 3 children with 3 different women, including his girlfriend, and now Ayesha Howard wants the judge to force Anthony to add his name to their child's birth certificate. Anthony Edwards has made it clear that he will not be in his child's life, but he's not getting off the hook that easily, and the social media influencer is already becoming a headache in his life. Now that paternity has been established, Ayesha is demanding that Anthony Edwards' name is added to their daughter's birth certificate to reflect him as the father. But not only does she want Anthony Edwards' name on the birth certificate, the social media influencer is also requesting the judge orders Anthony Edwards to cover the cost of her pregnancy expenses, child support, and attorney fees.
He's young with money. She knew what type. It's like she moving like she moving like a predator. If you want to be honest, you almost 40 something years old and you going for a guy that's in his 20s. Yeah, she did. She playing that. He was a bank.
But
He's a
let
bankroll.
Let me run this by you, and I do know this for sure. When you're making that type of money, these people will tell you that these women are out here to get you. Yeah. They're going to tell you that. So I can't just be like, I put it more on her. Nah, it's not. It's his fault. I don't care if he's young or not. I don't care if he went to sleep in the meeting they had.
That's not even. You're trying to say because somebody said something to you that you're going to be mentally prepared for this, and you never had this type of money before. You probably been in high school. They known you strictly because of your athletics. But you wasn't that type of guy that girls was going for. Now that you grown into your man body and you are the upcoming face of the league, you are a money bag. So the fact that it's just like guys that never been popular, or you in some way, and everything's thrust at you. You're trying to say, as a 21-year-old, that I'm gonna have the mental capacity to be like, nah, I don't want that.
I hope you
She
do.
bad as hell. When we know men between 18 and 25, when they start dating, they usually date women older than them.
I'm gonna get to you from my perspective. Okay, so for me being who I am, it's not hard for me to, you know what I'm saying, like really get me a little vibe and, you know what I'm saying, do what I do. But at the same time, that's the old me, you know what I'm saying? I can hit a 2-man right quick, or, you know what I'm saying, I can set something up. It's not hard.
Nah, what we trying to figure out, so Anthony Edwards, millionaire basketball player, doesn't want to be the face of the league, should be, but doesn't want to be. He's an athlete. So let's say, all right, you're an aspiring up-and-coming artist.
Yeah.
Let's say this pop off.
So you can only turn so many down. It's gonna be something that
Thank
catch
you.
your eye. I promise
Thank you.
And this is where I am right now as an artist.
Right, all of us was that his age,
And
was
that's what I'm
Anthony
saying.
Edwards' age.
Yeah.
And like I said, unless you was that popular dude in high school where you got all the girls, which most of us wasn't that dude. You feel what I'm saying?
It doesn't have nothing to do with smashing. Smashing is cool. Smash, knock him out. Responsible smashing. Condoms.
But that's what he said.
But you talking about
Things
women that's
no. What I'm saying is, you know that you got all this money, and before you be like, he's a young. How many other young guys
Yeah,
before
now you out here
Anthony
raw
Edwards
dogging.
have gone through this? This isn't like he's
God
the first.
bless
he's
and
not the
every
first
last
person
one of
that's
them, and every last one of them, some degree, fell victim.
That's my fault.
You talk about somebody who never
my
had
fault.
money before.
And that's what I'm saying. Anthony Edwards has how many kids? And then we get on whatchamacallit, Mom, about how she does him. Because, see, I don't want my son to be him. I don't want my son to be Anthony Edwards. So now I understand why Jaden Daniels' mom be like that. Because my son ain't going to be him.
But in the difference between Jaden Daniels' mom, the young adults is close in age. This woman here is double his age. She's old enough to be his mama. You feel what I'm saying?
She's only 15 years older than him.
You saying
That's old enough
only?
to be your mom.
She ain't in college
She
with
old enough
him.
to be
That
a
boy just
mom.
got out of college a
So
couple
in
years
other-
ago.
So in
He a
other
few years
words,
removed from college.
she's acting like a predator because he's young in the league. You know, she dressing up, playing a role.
It's because he's playing with adult money.
Come
yo.
on,
They playing with
you
adult
talking
money.
about young cats with money, and these predators, you call it like it is, they coming for them.
But when they start cooking for you too, we gonna add that aspect on top of it.
You ain't thinking about it when you tossing money in the
yeah.
and when you up and
Yeah, but
drunk
I'm
as
speaking
hell.
on that aspect. But when you get, you know what I'm
Unfortunately-
saying, a woman more so, you know what I'm saying, more so. And like I said, but when they take it a step further, they start cooking for you. Now they got you.
Did you hear this?
That's by cook.
Said now they cooking, they got you.
That's all it takes.
That's we gotta do. We gotta do
Wait till
better.
they heart, they stomach. That's what they tell us.
It's the thing with Anthony Edwards. It's not like this is first baby.
No,
Something
it's
like
not.
that. You know, so I'm not giving him the excuse of this
This
woman's
ain't your
preying
first
on him.
rodeo.
You're giving him an excuse. She's preying on him. He got
You
3
tell
other
you
kids.
you tell
This isn't
and
like-
all of them move just like that.
Okay, that's his choice.
And
Okay.
so it's his fault.
Fair
It's
or
his fault.
not.
He gotta take
All I'm
this.
just saying
All I'm
is, do not sit here and speak on something as if you didn't have. If you had that opportunity, you're gonna move. Oh, hey, I'm gonna be careful because you gonna move how you feel. I'll deal with the consequences later.
But see that shouldn't that and that's the boy.
I just said
That's the thing. That's the thing.
That's
And see, I can say that. See, to deal with the consequences later. See, this is what the consequences later
is the
going to be.
right. This is-
Magic.
Yeah.
Why is nobody just saying Magic Johnson? Nobody says Magic Johnson. Nobody just stops and says this is the NBA. No, I don't give a.
times are different. Times are different.
This
Yeah.
is another thing I don't think these
Age
guys
ain't nothing no
think
more.
about.
It's
Okay,
not.
so boom, you have
It's a
kids.
cold.
You have all these kids.
It's not even
You
AIDS.
got-
It's
you got
HIV
all
now.
this money right now. Right now, you have all
What about
this
the
money.
bumpies?
But how long's your career?
Yeah, it's going to be about
Okay,
15.
so once your career is over, and you paid a good bit in child support, now the money you're getting ready to get ain't getting ready to look like this NBA
At
money
all.
after
Well,
you've
about
been-
time- well-
on top of that, this is my other problem with Anthony Edwards. You're destroying your brand.
How?
Because What you mean how? Because you have people actually saying, I'm not buying his stuff because of what he's doing.
So
You're
Elon Musk
destroying
got
your
over
brand.
10 kids. Are we talking
We're
about?
not talking about Elon.
I
This is
got you, but see,
basketball.
this is what I'm talking about.
basketball.
No, I feel what you're saying, bro. But what I'm just, this is what, see, this is, listen.
Nobody's gonna buy Elon sneakers either.
He's up the money. You're saying the age is
It's
not.
not. How he's f***ing up his money?
Because you're not getting all the money you possibly can. You're f***ing up your money. If you're cutting off money that you could be getting, you're up
And it's a brand
your
thing. All this
money.
is a brand thing. Think about it.
let's get
you don't
some-
want anything
Go ahead, say what you
negative.
say.
No, I'm just saying you
Go
don't
ahead,
want
say what you say.
anything negative
Associated
coming
with
out,
you.
associated to your brand because that's going to fuck up
So
the money.
what have we not have learned since Trump has came in this space? No, listen to what I'm saying, bro. Before you sit and jump off it.
15
What I'm
minutes of
saying
fame.
is nothing positive and negative is gonna hurt you because you know why? When you get to that status up there, it's a numbers game. For every 100 or so people who don't like me, I got 500 to 1,000 that will back me up. That's all I'm just saying.
You're going to these white men. White people will go to you. We're talking about a young black men who have black women
Yep.
against him because of the situation that he's in. That's going to kind of be a detriment to getting all the money that he could possibly get. I have a homegirl I work with. Shout out Car. Car was like, I was going to go get my son some of those shoes, but my son, and he might have said it, he might not have, but she was like, my son said he don't want those shoes because that's not the type of person that, you know, he wants to be like.
And I get that. And for everyone that's like that, Tom, Peter, and Jack, they're going to get Ant shoes. They're going to buy Ant shoes because he's the hottest NBA player. That's all I'm just saying.
One thing about it.
Now, I will agree with you along this, and it is true. The higher up the bracket that you go, how you handle your family business dictate how much money you do get. Because I heard that in the interview with Damian Wayans with on Club Shay Shay. So the higher you go up, how you do business with various white folks, they do look at how you handle your family affairs. Because if you handle your family affairs in a certain manner, then you're going to take care of business in that same nature. So I will agree with you on that. But where we might separate a little bit is, as of now, it ain't really hurting him because, again, he's new to getting this money. You feel what I'm saying? So any money he's getting, and he's still gonna get a Supermax contract, another one from the Timberwolves. He's still gonna get the sneaker deals that he's gonna get. He's fine with it. It's not gonna hurt him. Maybe when he gets like 10, 15 years from now, he might slow down, look at things different. But as of right now, he's a new millionaire, new money. He's winning regardless. Any one of us would be too.
Cool.